Cell Structure and Function Part 2. Now you know that cells are the basic structural and functional unit of all living beings. How many cells are there in the body of an organism? Say a big tree, an elephant, or in our body? Does the number of cells same in all organisms? There are so many organisms on the earth which vary from very small or microscopic organisms like bacteria to very big or huge organisms like elephants, whales, etc. Do they possess the same number of cells? Or do elephants or whales have large cells than that of small organisms like cat, rat, etc.? Let's find out. Let's take the first question. How many cells are there in the body of an organism? On the basis of the number of cells they contain, living beings are grouped under two categories: unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are those organisms whose bodies are made up of a single cell. Organisms that are composed of single cell are called unicellular organisms. Unit means one, cellular means cell. Single celled organisms. Whereas multicellular organisms are composed of more than one cell. Their bodies are composed of more than one cell. Multi means many, cellular means celled. Can you give examples of unicellular organisms? Yeast, bacteria, amoeba, paramecium, euglena, etc. are unicellular organisms. A unicellular organism or single-celled organism performs all the life functions or life activities like that of a higher organism. But all the activities are performed by the single cell. The single cell does all the life functions. A single-celled organism like amoeba captures food, digests food, produces energy by the breakdown of food or by respiration, grows, excretes, reproduces. All these functions are done by the single cell of amoeba. In unicellular organisms, all life functions are performed by the single cell. We can compare this to a situation where a single person does all household work or all the work in an institution done by a single person. In the same way, in unicellular organisms, all life functions are performed by the single cell. A vast variety of organisms on the earth belong to the second category, that is multicellular organisms. Multi means many. They are many celled. Multicellular organisms vary from few celled organisms to huge organisms whose bodies are made up of billions or trillions of cells. Human body has trillions of cells. Large trees, elephants, etc. also contain billions or trillions of cells. In multicellular organisms, there is division of labor. What does this mean? The various life functions are performed by specialized parts or organs which are formed of group of cells or tissues. For example, digestion is carried out by digestive system, which in turn is formed of different organs. Digestive system is formed of organs like mouth, stomach, liver, small intestine, large intestine, etc. These organs are formed of specialized tissues. For example, stomach is formed of tissues like epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue, etc. A tissue is group of cells which work in a coordinated manner. That means multicellular organisms are more efficient than unicellular organisms. You know that a work can be done more efficiently by a specialized or trained group of people than the same work done by people who are not trained. In the same way, in multicellular organisms, each life function is carried out more efficiently by specialized group of cells. There are various organ systems in multicellular organisms. Like digestive system does digestion, excretory system eliminates wastes from the body, circulatory system transport materials in the body, like that. All the different systems work in a coordinated manner. Nervous system coordinates all activities. In multicellular organisms, as we mentioned, there is division of labor. Instead of a single person doing all the work in a house or in a firm, if the work is divided and done by trained or skilled people, the work can be done more efficiently. In the same way, in multicellular organisms, the work or different life functions can be done more efficiently. There are different levels of organization in multicellular organisms. What are the different levels of organization? It includes cell. Group of cells come together and does a specific function, then it forms a tissue. Different tissues work in a coordinated manner, then it forms an organ. Different organs work together to perform a specific function, it forms an organ system. Many organ systems work in a coordinated manner in an organism. These are the different levels of organization in multicellular organisms. Cells together form tissue. Different tissues together form organ. Many organs combine to form an organ system. Many organ systems work together to form an organism. What about the size of cells? Are all cells similar in size? The size of cells in living organisms may be as small as a millionth of a meter, that is a micrometer, or may be as large as a few centimeters. Or we can say that size of cells vary from micrometers to a few centimeters. Most of the cells are microscopic. That means we cannot see them with our naked eyes. We need a microscope to see the cells. are microscopes? You might have seen microscopes in the laboratory and also have observed things through a microscope. Microscopes are instruments which give or produce magnified images of objects. Microscopes produce enlarged images of objects. Microscopes are used in laboratory to examine small or microscopic objects. The microscope that we use in the laboratory is compound microscope, which is also known as light microscope. Light microscopes use light and lenses to magnify objects. They give a magnification up to 1000 times. Electron microscopes shoot beams of electrons for image formation. These microscopes give a magnification up to 1 or 10 million times. Scientists often use these microscopes to study the detailed structure of cells. Electron microscopes give more magnification. We can study the ultrastructure of cell by using electron microscope. You learned that cells vary in their size. Some cells are very small while some cells are big and can be seen with our eyes. Do you know which is the smallest cell? The smallest cell is that of bacterium called mycoplasma. Bacterial cell is about 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer in size. What about the largest cells? Birds' eggs are large cells. The largest cell is the egg of an ostrich. Human nerve cells are the longest cells. In humans, sperm cells are the smallest cells and egg or ovum is the largest cell. What about the size of cells in multicellular organisms? Do cells in different organisms have same size? Are the cells in an elephant larger than the cells in a rat? No, the cells of an elephant would be of the same size as the cells of a rat. The size of the cells has no relation with the size of the body of an organism. It is the number of cells that varies from one organism to another. A large animal like an elephant will have more number of cells as compared to a smaller animal like a rat. Small cells are more efficient than large cells. Small cells are more efficient than large cells. This is because small cells have larger surface area to volume ratio. Because of more surface area to volume ratio, the rate of diffusion and transport of nutrients across cell is faster if the cells are small. Let's understand surface area to volume ratio with the help of an example. Consider two cubes. A small cube having side 1 cm and a big cube with side 2 cm. Let's find out the surface area and volume and their ratio in both the cases. In the case of the small cube, the total surface area is 6 cm square. The area of one face is 1 cm square times 6 faces. So the total surface area is 6 cm square. What about its volume? It has a volume of 1 cubic centimeter. Now let's find out the area and volume of the second cube. The total surface area of the second cube or big cube is 24 centimeter square. That is, area of one face is 2 times 2, that is 4 square centimeter. 4 times 6 is 24. What about its volume? Its volume is 2 times 2 times 2, that is 8 cubic centimeter. Now let's see the surface area to volume ratio of these two cubes. The surface area to volume ratio of the first cube is 6:1, while that of the big cube is 24:8, which is equal to 3:1. From this, it is clear that the small cell has more surface area to volume ratio. In the volume of a big cube, more small cubes can be occupied, having more surface area. What is the advantage if the surface area to volume ratio is more? Then more oxygen and nutrients can enter the cell, which make it more efficient. It can be understood by another example. You know that it is difficult to burn a big piece of wood. But if you cut it into small pieces, it will burn faster. Why is it so? You know that small wood pieces have more area in contact with oxygen and hence it burns faster. Similar is the case with small cells. If the cells are small, more materials, oxygen and nutrients can enter the cell, which make it more efficient. Now answer these questions.